Hello, WTF Game Nation. This is Peanut.
And this is Toast.
Coming to you live from the Game Nation studios with a comprehensive breakdown on how we dismantled the Crown of Sorrow raid. This video is the first part in a 3-part series and will focus on the first encounter, the Witch's Ritual. The first encounter introduces the Witch's Blessings buff and the way in which the mechanics are used. This buff is the center for every encounter in this raid from this point on.
For starters, we will talk loadouts. This first encounter doesn't have a boss of any kind, so DPS weapons are not as necessary here. There will be 2 large ogres that spawn at a time, but any heavy and most supers will be of use. As a Titan, I use top tree hammers with a hollow fire heart or synthesept, but you could also use top or middle tree striker with insurmountable skull fort or a sentinel with doom fangs. For a warlock, a well is always a good bet, as the team will need to group up in a single spot for many instances. Nova Bomb could also be helpful, and Chaos Reach would work well to burn an ogre. A Hunter's Tether would be very helpful for ad clear as well as ore production, and Bottom Tree Gunslinger with Celestial Nighthawk would also be great for the ogre. If you are max level, you will actually be able to one-shot this dude. As far as weapons go, I always like having a mix of close range and long range weapons. A common loadout for our team consists of a Blast Furnace or Outbreak, Ikello Shotgun or Recluse, and Prospector 1K, or an LMG such as the Hammerhead. Many teams will also use grenade launchers such as Mountaintop, Wendigo, or Swarm of the Raven. All of these loadouts will also work well for the rest of the raid.
When you first enter the arena, you will find yourself in the same part of the menagerie where the Arcborn and the Mockery take place. This time, you will have 2 immune knights in a green pool. Teammates that stand in this pool will receive the Witch's Blessings buff and will be able to kill only a certain portion of the enemies, such as the knights and the acolytes and half of the ogres. The teammates without the buff will be able to kill all of the remaining enemies, such as the Thrall and the remaining acolytes and ogres. All of the other enemies will be immune to you. Because of this, you'll want to keep half the team with this buff and half without to make sure any ad can be killed by fire team members at any given time. Witch's Blessing has a 1-minute timer, and once the timer hits 0, you will receive Witch's Curse. At this time, your screen turns red. You'll only have a few seconds to rid yourself of the curse before you die. However, you do not need to wait until the last second for this to take place. You can rid yourself of Witch's Blessing by transferring it to another teammate anytime the Witch's Vessel is up. The vessel is the purple orb at the end of the room with a purple circle around it. You activate the vessel by having at least one teammate with the blessing and one teammate without the blessing damage the orb within a couple of seconds of each other. At this point, anyone standing within the purple circle will have their buff switched. For example, if I have Witch's Blessing and I'm in the circle when the vessel goes off, I will no longer have the blessing. Similarly, if I do not have the blessing, it will be transferred to me as long as I'm standing in the circle when the vessel is activated. The real learning curve of this encounter is mastering the timing of when to switch and when to focus on ad control.
Periodically, crystals will spawn around the room, and if left up for too long, the crystals will turn green and wipe the team. The crystals must be damaged by a blessed and non-blessed teammate within a few seconds of each other, just like you would to activate the Witch's Vessel. When the crystals spawn, they will appear in groups of 3. 1 on the left of the map, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the right. For this reason, we want to split the team up into 3 teams of 2. 1 team will be designated to the left side of the map, 1 team in the middle, and 1 on the right. You will also want to make sure that each team of 2 has 1 Blessed Guardian and 1 non-Blessed Guardian. That way, each team can handle their own crystals. As with all raids, handle your side. Kill your ads, complete your mechanics, and if you have a moment to spare once completed, look to the other areas to see if anyone needs help, whether it is with a crystal still up, a rogue knight not yet downed, or a section being overrun by a thrall, and then move back to your positions.
As we mentioned before, timing in this raid is everything. You're currently in an endurance challenge. We must survive and kill enemies for 4 rounds, and you'll have to periodically swap your blessings. You never want to be in a situation where you're trying to swap the buff while enemies are spawning, or while crystals are spawning. Alternatively, if you have killed all of your ads in a timely manner, there will be a moment of calm, and you'll want to always take advantage of those moments. The order of the encounter and the best opportunity we found for swapping blessings is as follows. The encounter begins, and each side of the room will have 2 spawns of Thrall for the non-blessed and 1 blessed knight. Soon after will be another of the same spawns of enemies. At this time, you'll have added acolyte boomers, 2 on the left balcony and 2 on the right balcony. One side side will require blessed guardians and one non-blessed. Call out what each side has and use a ranged weapon to knock them down quickly. Next, you'll hear the 3 crystals spawn. Take them down immediately and go swap the blessings. Make sure all 6 guardians are on the vessel, which you can see on your radar, and then shoot together. Next will be another wave of ads, but with acolytes instead of thralls. Your next wave of ads will go back to the original with thralls, but now you'll have an ogre that spawns on either side of the map. One ogre will be blessed while the other will not. As always, call out to your teammates and tell them what you see. We unload our heavy and when needed super on these ogres. Another crystal spawn will happen next. You'll want to swap blessings after destroying the crystals. Now clear the remaining ads and you'll finish the first round. The bell will chime and a torch will be lit across the clearing.
The bell chime is the signal for the next round, but also a signal to swap the blessings buff again. From this point, you will have the same order of operations. First ad spawn, second ad spawn, and then first crystal, followed by a blessing swap. Then you'll have your third round of ads, and your fourth round of ads will include the ogre, the second crystal, and then you will swap your blessings for the second time, and then clean up for that round. This happens a total of 4 times. For clarity, you will be swapping your blessings after each crystal spawn and during the bell chime that signifies the end of the round. Quick note, if you do happen to die during the encounter, be aware of whether or not you have the blessings buff. If you died with the buff, you will not have it when you are revived, so you want to act as if you are unblessed. This means the next time your team swaps blessings, you must stay out of the ring to keep the rotation with 3 people blessed and 3 people non-blessed. If you died without the blessings, you continue as normal when you are revived, as you would be picking up the blessings the next round anyways. After you are done with the 4th round, pillars will spawn for you to cross the gap where you can pick up your new loots. The challenge for the Witch's Ritual encounter is out and is called Limited Blessings. As the name suggests, you won't have to have a certain amount of people have the blessings. In this instance, 2. Only 2 people can hold on to the Witch's blessings at one time. The way you handle this is you have 2 people pick up the blessings at the beginning of the encounter, and then only 4 people stand on the Witch's vessel when you swap the blessings. That way, when you swap it, the 2 people that had it lose their blessings and give it to 2 members of the team. If you continue with those same 4 people on the vessel every single time you swap, you will be able to have the challenge completed easily. Next up is the jumping puzzle. Initially, the puzzle is very straightforward. You are attempting to traverse the Leviathan and progress further. Eventually, you will come across an ominous room. This part of the jumping puzzle has some mechanics to it, preparing you for the future parts of the raid. Essentially, you need to destroy the crystals as you would the first encounter, with 1 blessed and 1 non-blessed. However, every round now begins with a crystal in a counselor's bubble. For this, you will need to walk into the bubble to damage it. This spawns 3 non-protected crystals that the team will shoot at. Focus fire with an entire team on a single target and then pan across to get the rest. The entire rest of the puzzle continues like this. You'll have a crystal protected by a counselor bubble, followed by 3 unprotected crystals. There will be 4 checkpoints throughout the puzzle, with the 4th being the finish line. Each checkpoint has a witch's vessel that you will have the entire team stand on in order to swap blessings to other teammates. Now you are ready to enter the final arena with 2 more encounters left.
Thanks again for watching, guys. This is the first of 3 parts. Please let us know if this is helpful for you and your raid team in the comments section below. As usual, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if you want to see anything further down the road. Thanks again. This is Peanut.
This is Toast.
We'll catch you on the next one.